Michael Jordan didn't need Twitter. He didn't need a podcast. He didn't need a press conference. If Jordan wanted to end your momentum, erase your hype, or shut down your narrative, all he needed was the basketball court. One game, one series, one shot, and suddenly, the entire direction of your career could shift forever. Tonight, we're looking at 3 NBA players whose careers, at least in the eyes of history, were never the same after they crossed paths with Michael Jordan. Let's be clear, Jordan didn't literally retire these guys. They kept playing, they collected paychecks, they put up stats.
He looks against it, Jordan to the circle, puts the shot in the air, good! The game's over, and the Bulls have won.
But in the larger story of NBA history, some moments just grow bigger than the careers attached to them. A finals showdown that ended a comparison. A single shot that erased a decade of reputation. A last-second dagger that turned a respected starter into a permanent shadow in someone else's legacy. These are Michael Jordan's silent career killers, moments where he never said a word, but still rewrote another man's story.
Gordon can't score. Gordon has Drexler deep. Oh, no! Incredible play! Oh, my! That brought the fans out of their seats.
First up, Clyde Drexler. In the early 1990s, Drexler wasn't just a star, he was a franchise-shifting superstar. He led Portland to 2 NBA Finals appearances, he was an all-NBA force, and he was universally respected as one of the best wings of his era. The Trail Blazers were stacked, deep, athletic, and well-coached under Rick Adelman. Portland's run-and-gun style fit Drexler perfectly, letting him attack in transition, slash at the rim, and explode off the dribble. During the 1991-92 season, Portland dominated the Western Conference with 57 wins. Drexler averaged 25 points, over 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and nearly 2 steals per game. He finished second in MVP voting behind Jordan. The media had been building something for years, and now they had the storyline they wanted. Was Clyde Drexler the Western Conference version of Michael Jordan?
Back down the floor. They'd like to keep the ball out of Porter's hands.
Drexler cut off. Now Williams.
Some analysts said Drexler was bigger, smoother, a better passer. Others pointed to his similar skill set and said the gap between them was closing. Jordan heard all of that. And if you know anything about Jordan, you understand that comparisons, especially ones he didn't approve of, weren't just annoying to him. They were personal. So when the basketball gods delivered the 1992 NBA Finals, Bulls versus Blazers, Jordan versus Drexler, MVP versus MVP runner-up, it became the perfect stage. Jordan later admitted in multiple interviews that he was offended by the comparison. Phil Jackson even said Jordan was agitated all series long because the media dared to place Drexler in the same breath as him. And once Game 1 tipped off, Jordan delivered one of the greatest message-sending performances in NBA history. Drexler was a good defender, underrated even, but it didn't matter. Jordan averaged 35.8 points in the series on over 52% shooting, dominating every area of the court. Drexler put up solid numbers himself, around 24.8 a night, but struggled with efficiency, shooting only about 40%. The gap wasn't small. It was undeniable. Game 1 produced the moment that lives forever. Before the series, critics said Jordan's jump shot wasn't as reliable as Drexler's. They said Drexler was the better three-point shooter. So in the first half of Game 1, Jordan drilled 6 three-pointers, 6 in one half, something he had never done before. After the 6th, he turned to the broadcast table, raised his hands, and delivered the most iconic shrug in finals history. That shrug wasn't a celebration. It was a statement. It was Jordan saying, without speaking a word, "This is what you thought was a conversation?" The Bulls won the series in 6 games, and Jordan grabbed another finals MVP. Drexler went on to have a Hall of Fame career, won a championship with Houston in 1995, and retired as one of the most respected players of his generation. But history can be cruel, and the 1992 Finals permanently shaped Drexler's narrative. Instead of remembering him as a standalone superstar, many casual fans remember him as the player Jordan outclassed on the biggest stage. Jordan never trashed him in the media. He never publicly belittled him. He let the court do the talking. And with that one series, he ended the idea that any shooting guard in that era was close to his level. Next, Craig Ello. If you only know Ello from one famous highlight, you'd think he existed solely as the guy guarding Jordan on the shot. But Ello was far better than that clip suggests. He played over a decade in the NBA. He was a versatile defender, a strong shooter, and the perfect glue guy for a sharp, balanced Cleveland Cavaliers roster. Those Cavs weren't a joke. Under coach Lenny Wilkins, they were one of the most efficient and disciplined teams in the league. Mark Price was an elite point guard. Brad Daugherty was an all-star center. Larry Nance was a monster on both ends. And Ello was right in the middle of that group, doing the little things that made Cleveland dangerous. In fact, during the 1988-89 regular season, Cleveland beat Chicago all 6 times they played. Every matchup. The Cavs were seen as a rising Eastern Conference powerhouse, young, smart, and built for long-term success, which made what happened next even more unbelievable.
Seconds to go. In the middle of the floor. Jordan has it. And Jordan puts up a jumper and hits with 6 seconds to go. Jordan hits the basket and now has 42 points in the game. And the Cavaliers.
May 7th, 1989. First round. Game 5. Win or go home. Cavs versus Bulls in Cleveland. With the score tight all night, both teams traded leads, pushing the drama to a peak in the closing seconds. With the Cavs down 1, Craig Ello made a brilliant cut to the basket, finishing a layup that gave Cleveland a 100-99 lead with just 3 seconds remaining. The arena exploded. Fans thought the Cavs had done it. They thought Jordan and the Bulls were finished. There was only one problem. 3 seconds is a lifetime for Michael Jordan. The Bulls gave the ball to Jordan. He curled to the top of the key, took one dribble to his left, elevated, hung in the air, longer than anyone else could, and released the shot over Ello's contest. The buzzer sounded. The ball dropped. Bulls win, 101-100.
Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores. At the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago.
The series was over. Jordan punched the air in that iconic celebration, red uniform flying, while Ello collapsed on the floor in heartbreak. That moment became known simply as the shot. Craig Ello played over 800 NBA games. He guarded Hall of Famers. He hit clutch shots. He earned the respect of coaches, teammates, and opponents. But in the story of the NBA, his entire legacy gets compressed into that one instant. Jordan didn't taunt him. He didn't stare him down. He didn't wave goodbye. He just hit a series-winning dagger so iconic, so permanently burned into NBA history, that it swallowed everything else Ello accomplished. That's the brutal power of Jordan's legend. One shot, one camera angle, one frozen image that becomes someone's entire story.
For the crucial free throws. 50 seconds. Malone. Cross court Stockton. A 3. It's there!
Finally, Brian Russell. The late 90s Utah Jazz were one of the toughest, most disciplined, most well-constructed teams of the decade. Karl Malone won MVP. John Stockton orchestrated the offense with surgical precision. Jeff Hornacek provided elite shooting and spacing. Jerry Sloan coached with a mix of structure, toughness, and old-school discipline. And Brian Russell was their starting wing, a strong defender, a capable shooter, and one of the Jazz players trusted to guard the best perimeter threats in the league. He averaged around 10 points per game during Utah's finals runs, and was an essential part of their scheme. For most players, that kind of role earns you long-term respect. Against Jordan, though, being the guy guarding him can turn your career into something else entirely. 1997 NBA Finals. Game 1. Score tied in the final seconds. Jordan isolated on Russell at the top of the key. Russell defended him well. He was quick, disciplined, and physical. But Jordan created just enough space with a left-handed crossover, rose up, and drained the game winner at the buzzer. The Bulls went up 1-0 in the series, and Russell had just entered Jordan's library of highlights. But the sequel, 1 year later, is the clip that will follow Russell forever.
Bulls down 1.
17 seconds from game 7 or from championship number 6.
Michael against Russell, 12 seconds. 11, 10. Jordan to drive, hangs, fires, he scores!
1998 NBA Finals. Game 6. Bulls down 1. Championship on the line. The future of the dynasty hanging in the balance. Jordan stole the ball from Karl Malone in the post, walked it up the floor, and dribbled on the right wing. Everyone in the arena knew what was coming. Russell shaded him to the baseline. Jordan crossed over. Some say he pushed off, some say it was just momentum, but either way, Russell stumbled just enough. Jordan rose, released, and buried what many still call the last shot. Bulls win the championship. Jordan collected his 6th ring and 6th Finals MVP. And Brian Russell, who genuinely played well in that game, scoring in double figures, became the man frozen in time beneath Jordan's final shot as a Chicago Bull. Russell went on to have a long NBA career. He played nearly a decade, appeared in over 800 games, and contributed to multiple contending teams. But the moment that defines his public legacy isn't any of that. It's that frame, that stumble, that shot. Clyde Drexler, Craig Ello, Brian Russell. Three totally different players, a Hall of Famer, a reliable role player, and a respected starter on a contender. Yet they share one reality. Michael Jordan turned each of their careers into supporting chapters in his legend. He didn't humiliate them. He didn't campaign for credit. He didn't bury them with words. He simply played at a level so historic, so intense, so ruthlessly competitive, that one series, one shot, or one moment became more famous than the rest of their careers combined. That's the cost of sharing an era with Michael Jordan. You weren't just playing against a superstar. You were risking your legacy against the greatest closer the sport has ever seen. If you've made it this far in our Jordan series, you're clearly built for these deep dives. Tap on the video right here to see the rivals Jordan couldn't break mentally, and over here to see the 7 players he actually respected. This is the mind of Michael Jordan, one story at a time.